Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World. And in this video we're going to look at the March newsletter and then we're also going to read the Dev Notes number 19. They decided to change the format from a calendar to a newsletter, and I think I prefer this new version a bit more because it's more compact and in general I like it better. So yeah, let's have a look at what they have in store for us for the month of March. And they start immediately with the lineup. We are going to have 2 new SSR Plus units and 2 new SSR units. And left to right, the units are Joe, Hugo, David, and Hockney. Hugo and David are going to be the units released on March 12, and Joe and Hockney are going to be released on March 26. I think there is no need to say who I'm more excited for. Obviously, Joe and Hockney. Both of them are units I was looking forward to, especially Hockney. But Joe, to be honest, I was expecting him to be released as a boss first and then as a playable unit. So it was kind of unexpected, but definitely a welcome surprise, I will say. David was bound to be released sooner or later. It was the only missing twin of the white siblings. And Hugo, I was not expecting her, like not even close. I wasn't expecting her at all. Somebody mentioned her a couple of days ago on my Discord, and I was like, yeah, there is also Hugo, but I don't think she's going to be released. And well, here we are. She's getting released. I will say I'm not excited for this unit because in the manhwa, I don't really like her. I don't know. She has a weird character. She's just dumb. I don't know. And definitely doesn't have the feature that they added here in the 3D model. Like, no, she doesn't have those. So I don't know. Like, this design is definitely fire, but is not the manhwa Hugo. Not even close. So I don't know how to feel about this. So I will leave it at that. We have information in the dev notes about Hugo and David, but we know nothing about Hockney and Eljo, which is a bit unfortunate. But okay, we're going to go in more detail later once we look at the dev notes. Let's move on. We have a new content. We have the Coliseum Arena. This is going to be a new PvP mode. As you know, I'm not really into PvP. It's too expensive for me. I don't even want to think about it. I'm not knowledgeable on that, so I don't care. I'm just hoping this mode is going to be like Hell Train Arena in terms of rewards, so we're going to get a lot of free stuff, but I don't know. I'm not too hopeful. It could be fun because there are different leagues, there are ban, there is a ban system in place, so it could be an interesting mode, but don't expect me to cover it. I don't cover PvP, I don't give a shit about it, so yeah, that's all I wanted to mention. Then we have the event schedule. We have again the information on March 12 and March 26. For March 12, we have again the release of Hugo, some sort of event or whatever. Then we have the White Days with Popping Candy. I don't remember if they did it also last year for the White's Day. I don't recall. Could be. Definitely they did the Wish Card event and it wasn't anything crazy if I remember correctly. Then we have the Alliance Expedition Season 18, Revolution Room Season 5, and we have the boss battle Kunki Seiya. This is important because we know it's confirmed in the dev notes. Hugo is going to be a yellow unit, so yellow SSR plus unit. And that kind of makes sense because Kunki Seiya is purple. That's going to be important once we look at the event for March 26. And we're going to do that now because the last point is just new adventure chapters. So for March 26, we have the release of Eljo. We know nothing about him, but as I mentioned, according to the boss battle, here we're going to get Hirang Yeon. She's yellow, so chances are Eljo is going to end up purple. But again, only speculation at this point. But if I had to guess, that guy would be a purple mage. And we'll see. Then we have Ruler of the Floor of Death, Eljo Special Command. I hope this is not going to be something similar like the missions we had for, I believe, also Yama, and now for Yasracha, so just clearing adventure and getting rewards. No, I just hope that's going to be something more, something good. We'll see what they are going to give us. Then we have the Tower Race Season 7. The Tower Fun Run, this could be massive if we're getting a lot of Revolution mats. I'm definitely going to dump all my all the suspension they will let me if they're going to replicate the last Tower Fun Run event. So that could be massive. Then we have New Adventure and Trial, good, and the Tower of Alliance Season 13. Okay. We also have something more. So we all know now we have the Ladies banner. And that kind of sucks unless you have like unless you are missing multiple units that are featured in that banner. It kind of sucks. It has terrible rates and is really overall like not worth it. The gentleman summon is probably going to be the exact same, but with men instead of ladies. So nothing to be excited about, I would say. And that is going to be released together with Hugo, so on March 12th. Fine, nothing more to say here. I want to say a few things though. So, and I think it's really important. Where is Data Ice Spear Kunagero rerun? Like the Data Tower rerun? Where are those? Because I mean, that guy is being released what? Beginning of December? Like December 3rd, December 2nd, something around that. And why there is no rerun yet? I don't know what they decided to do with the data towers, but to me, that's really, I don't know, not a good decision. It's really not good. I don't know. I don't know. Like it's a bad design from my point of view. I thought they were going to rerun all data tower units every time there is a data tower, but that was proven wrong with the release of a Spearbearer Anak. And like, what are they going to wait for? 6 months for a rerun? I don't know. I just hope they're going to just make it appear randomly in March so that people that missed Ice Spear Kunagero can actually pull for him. Because that guy is fucking OP. So I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking with those kind of designs, ideas, whatever. So yeah, just wanted to mention that because it's really something that doesn't make a lot of sense. And maybe also during the dev notes, I will mention something else related to hard mode. There are also things to complain about in that, but we'll see. For now, that's all for the newsletter. Let's have a look at the actual dev notes. I'm going to skip the first part here, the Alliance Fleet Battle Preseason or whatever. They're just talking about the Alliance Fleet event. And I didn't like it. It was really handled poorly from my point of view. And here they wrote like a lot of things, and I have no intention of reading it. I hope they are aware of how bad that was and how to improve it, but it doesn't really matter. Again, alliance content is something you normally discuss with your own alliance. I'm not going to talk about that in the channel. So yeah, I'm just going to skip that. Then we have the new ignition weapon Barry. Now, this is a really important paragraph, so we're going to read that. So they said, at the start of Tower of God, Hats was known as a steadfast partner in the climb, so much so that the game was sometimes referred to as Hats' Tower. With the new ignition weapon being introduced, there has been a lot of interest, particularly regarding Barry. The common concern is related to Barry's first side effect and the special blessing, with some worrying that it might increase survival ability too much and possibly turn into Barry's Tower. Now I don't know why they had to refer to like probably the first or second months of the game, because Hats didn't really like Hats' meta didn't really last too long, probably 2 months. But yeah, whatever. So let's read also the next paragraph and then I'm going to comment on that. So Barry is designed for intuitive use, especially for new players, making it easier to understand ignition weapons and climb the tower. While Barry boosts survival, the best results comes from synergizing the character's abilities with the weapon. If damage is not dealt, survival alone won't be enough. Thus, strategic weapon selection is crucially important. Now, this whole paragraph to me just means, hey guys, we're not playing our own game, we're just throwing random shit around. Because they should be aware the ignition weapon sets they're releasing, at least in terms of damage, all pretty much suck. The only exception would be Sundance, I would say, but everything else doesn't really work out that well. So obviously, when people start struggling because enemies one-shot you, when you start pushing deficits, enemy will start one-shotting you. Obviously, you're going for Barry because damage is more than enough already. So what are they even talking about? They say if damage is not dealt, damage is dealt, man. I mean, the units you are releasing are insanely stupid. We have max HP damage. We don't care about deficit. All we care about is surviving enough. So I don't know what the hell they're playing, guys. And there are also more concerning things down below that I'm going to talk about this topic again, but I really don't know what goes through their minds. Like, I get it. Barry is really a mistake, but like the rest of the ignition weapons, they cannot design good ignition weapons. Like also Mago would be amazing, but like the only units that can run Mago theoretically are Gustang, Yasracha if you really want to, and Tromray. Let's say realistically these three. Now, what's the problem? That the ignition weapon gives crit damage and defense ignore. Amazing stuff. If the unit doesn't deal max HP damage, because max HP damage doesn't give a shit about defense and all the other things. So all the three units I mentioned deal max HP damage. They don't give a shit about defense red. Maybe Gustang a bit more, but he already has so much damage that's just overkill. Yasracha doesn't give a shit. Tromray doesn't give a shit, even though I think it's probably the best set for Yasracha, but at that point you could just run Barry anyway for extra survivability. But that's off topic. So all three of them don't really get a lot of benefit out of Mago, but they are the only options that you can run Mago on. And I really don't know who the hell they tested that set on and at which kind of deficit. To me, these guys are just trying the new units in arena simulation at the same links as the enemies. That's the only explanation that comes to mind because all of these units they're releasing, I'm not going to say they're dog shit, but they feel strange. The decisions they make on like revolution upgrades, exclusive equipment upgrades, they're just on stuff that you're like, but what do I care about that effect? So either they're only like thinking about PvP, but I doubt it. I'm not a PvP expert, but I think also PvP wise, most of the like choices they made are just weird. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. All of these just to say these devs, I don't know how they're testing their game, and I'm a bit concerned about this. But we'll see. So far, it's looking okay. Then let's keep reading, just because I don't want to talk more about the devs for now. We're going to talk about them again later. But yeah, we have also the next paragraph. With those concerns in mind, we're carrying out additional balance checks for the current ignition weapons. If any weapon becomes excessively strong, we will adjust the balance and consider adding new abilities to ensure they remain in line with the intended design. Now, this is a bit probably mistranslated, something wrong, because at first it seems like they are planning on nerfing an ignition weapon, which, by the way, I don't think is going to happen. That would make too many people mad. Imagine spending tens of thousands of keys on Barry sets and then they nerf it. That would be just stupid and would kill the game super fast. So I don't think they're going to nerf ignition weapon sets. And this is why here I read adding new abilities makes me think, okay, they're reworking old sets and making do more stuff. So that's my hope. I hope they're going to improve all the ignition weapons, not nerf existing one. Also because what are you going to nerf for Barry? Like that set does nothing except giving you 2 seconds invincibility. What are they going to do? Bring it down to 1 second? That would be trash. So I don't know. I'm hopeful that they will buff old sets, and I really hope they're not gonna nerf the Barry set. But we'll see. And they also said they are expanding the availability of master keys, working on improving the convenience of ignition weapons to make it easier for players, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And also they mentioned the fact that people are disappointed when the double ignition weapon event stopped, but they're going to address it in a second because there is a new system in place. We're going to read that. And yeah, that's more or less all. Let's move on. Otherwise, I'm going to talk too much about random stuff. Then we have some responses to major suggestions that they've received. We have the new teammate release frequency and balancing for existing teammates. Here they kind of talked about the release being too quick because we went from like 2 units a month, of which one was an SSR plus, to two SSR plus a month, and maybe a third that is a SSR unit, and now we are at 4 units. So really a rapid increase, and free-to-play players will have a hard time pulling for the right units. So again, before pulling, guys, if you're not a spender, think not twice, not like think at least 4 or 5 times before you actually go and invest in the unit. Wait for other people to test them and then make your own decision. But definitely you want to be mindful of who you're investing on. You want to invest on future-proof units because with this pace, they will make a mistake and make a unit that was released 3 months ago obsolete just because they could do that. So yeah. Definitely be careful. They also mentioned they are planning on releasing more non-stop summon events, even though I think they're still going to just do it on like anniversaries, maybe every 4 months or every major festivity, whatever. That could be good, but we also need to see how quickly they're going to add the newly released units to the pool. So we'll see. We'll see for that. Definitely non-stop summons are really good for everyone. And yeah, really, really solid. Then they also mentioned that as new teammates are released, the meta naturally evolves. However, the goal is to ensure that the usefulness of existing teammates remains intact. This remains intact will never work. It's impossible, literally. Releasing new units will definitely make some others lose their purpose. But this one, I don't know, makes no sense. It's literally impossible. But what they can do and what they, I think, did well in general so far is that there is no real power creep in this game. I mean, we have some day one units that are still amazing, like Mashini, the purple SSR one, purple SSR plus one. Edan is amazing. Evan is amazing. We still have a lot of old units, day one units that are really good. So there is definitely power creep. That's more so for DPS units that don't have max HP damage. But I would say overall, this game is managing it like a bit better than other ones. So I'm quite happy on that front. And they are making adjustments. But again, those adjustments we're going to see more in detail later on. There is a whole section for who they're going to plan for March 12th. We have four units that are getting a Revolution revamp, and the Revolution revamps they made so far kind of missed the mark a bit. I I think they're really not testing the units properly and just release some poorly upgraded Revolution. So we'll see. I'm going to give you my ideas later on, but I don't know. These revamps are not really doing shit. I'm happy for the Evankel one, but because they basically turned her into a support, and the others are just whatever. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But okay, let's see what they're saying here. They also said that they're going to move forward with these Revolution revamps, and the fact that they're already going to release some more upgrades is positive, but we'll see what they are going to do exactly. And yeah, here they said another round of adjustments for White Day, so March 12th, good. And then they're going to provide the details not in the March newsletter, we just saw that and we're not there, but just down below the dev notes. Then we have another point on auto progress. People complaining that obviously while you are in auto progress, you cannot really do other things, and they're going to try and add more feature, like toggling the special move feature and stuff, or just quickening the entry and victory animations. That could be amazing. So they're going to add more features soon. That's more or less the gist of it. So let's move on. They're also going to, well, they already did actually. They increased the number of keys you can use from 30 to 100. I don't know why just not remove the limit altogether, but it's okay. 100 is definitely a lot quicker than 30. It was an odd number before. So, okay, fine. Then we have a request for a pickup summon event for new and returning players was received. And this is based on like the units that are releasing that do not rerun often, like family heads and data tower units mainly. So here people complained obviously that okay, I just started and I lost family head Gustang, I lost family head Tromray, I lost data tower Anak, data tower Kun. So definitely those are important points, especially for returning players that maybe they missed an update and it was a really good one. They are planning on having a personalized system that is going to, for people that missed events for a limited time, once you start or once you return to the game, you're going to have access to those banners. That's what it seems like. And to me, that would be fair, logical. I think it's okay. So we'll see what they're going to do and implement, but I think it's a nice addition for new people or also for returning players. So really good. Then we have Floating Island in the Hell Train Arena. So the Floating Island session has undergone multiple adjustments, including the best of five format. Okay, that's what they already did. And they talked about what else they They planned first, like for the ranking. So if you were in a spot, you were earning points, but then they didn't do that. Okay, fine. But yeah, here they're just saying, all things considered, the current one is the best one. So fine. They're working on a more fair and reasonable method, but we'll see. I think it's okay as it is right now. The different placements are not that insane that warrant for like a remake. I think they are fine as they are. Now we have player fatigue from the 3 Essence system. They improved it, they said, with like some additional more clear visuals and some more filtering or automatic option for reroll. That's fine. But yeah, they said that in general, this is meant to provide a foundation, and then you're going to fine tune with archive and ignition weapons, which I kind of agree. I mean, once your 3 Essence is set, you're not really going to touch it very often. And you don't really want to do that. That's going to be too expensive. They actually make it so you can readjust it easily and maybe make it, I don't know, that at sometimes for some content you want to build it one way, for other content you want to build it another way. No, it's better if it is like it is now. So you just have to work on it. You get to a good foundation, and then maybe if you want to aim for higher ranks, you can do it. Otherwise, you can just chill. I kind of like it how it is now, but then we'll see how they're going to improve it, because they're saying they're going to retain the current structure but try to improve it, at least the convenience wise, where possible. We'll see. Then another point on ignition weapon preset expansion. I hope they're going to add more, because 60 is too small. I already have 60, so I hate that. They could just remove the limit. I don't see why they have to put a limit on that, but okay. Then also the filtering needs to be improved a bit more probably, or had some sort of auto lock function. So you say when you see an item that has more than 3% pierce, more than 3% physical resistance, automatically lock it. That would be amazing. I hope they're going to do that soon. So yeah, let's see what they're going to do, and let's hope for the best. Then we have management of bug reports and related feedback. Doesn't matter. Let's go and let's move forward. Then we have the new PvP system, Coliseum Arena. I think I'm also going to skip here. It's nice that they're going to do 5 teams, but of increasing numbers. So the first team will have 1 unit, second team 2, 3 for the third, 4 for the fourth, and so on. So that's quite nice. You can ban units. That's also quite cool. And we'll see how that's exactly going to work. I don't want to read it. I still haven't read it for myself. I will just see when it's live how it's working. I don't really care. Again, as I said, for me, PvP is just nothing major. I hope the rewards are good, and that's all I care about. At least they're saying there are daily rewards, so hopefully they're good, but we'll see. Then we have one important thing they already touched on previously, so the probability up or rate up on the ignition weapons. And now, starting from March 12, they're going to have a regular feature that is going to, like on a cycle, put the ignition weapons on rate up. And then there are also going to be event rate ups that are going to have this icon here on the left. And these are going to be the ones that maybe with the release of a unit, they're going to have a rate up because they work well with the unit, something like that. And then we have the standard one that will have this icon here on the top right, and will run on a 1 week cycle. So could be interesting. It's also sequential, so you know when the ignition weapons you want are going to be in rate up. You can save the keys for them and capitalize on that. So definitely an appreciated change, and I think it's really, really good. Then we have a thing on expirable titles. These were more like titles that you obtained maybe from PvP events or from the rank race at the end of the adventure. Nothing too major, just complaints about the fact that titles disappeared entirely instead of just losing the effects. Because if you're not aware, there are some titles that can give you additional stats, as we can see here, additional accuracy, evasion, attack, defense, and HP. So not too bad, but now they're just going to do it time limited. So the effects are going to be time limited, but the title will stay with you. Nothing major, and don't worry about it. Then we have another feature that could have been amazing, but seems like they missed the mark from my point of view. So they will add this sort of panel here that will show you in real time the damage taken, damage dealt, and healing done. Now, who the fuck cares? I think, like, I remember this topic being brought up in the past, but as far as I remember, it was not for damage dealt, damage taken, etc. It was to see real time stats of the unit. I want to pause it, show me the stats of the unit, and then show me how much physical resistance does he have. When he's debuffed, I want to see exactly what changes in his stats. That's a level of information I think they will never give us. They don't like to share this kind of information, and I don't know why. So this is just, I don't know. Is it even going to be useful? I don't see it being useful. Now I might end up enjoying it when once it's actually live, but so far I'm like, who the fuck cares? So I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. But I don't know. Literally, they missed the mark here. I think they really missed it. I've expressed a desire for real-time combat data. Combat data. I don't give a fuck about damage dealt. Give me the information on the stats on a unit. Just make it pause. Show me all the units. I can click on one and see the stats. That's all I'm asking for. I don't know why this is even useful. I don't know why they wasted developers' time to do this. Let me know in the comments if I'm exaggerating, but I think this is just shit. Then we have information on Hugo. I'm not going to pronounce that surname. I have no idea how to pronounce that, so that's fine. And we have this new unit that is going to be, let me see if they're already saying it here. Okay, they're talking about the weapon, that's fine. And let's move on. So here is the actual splash art. I will say she doesn't look like that in Manhwa, that's all I'm gonna say. Now, she's a yellow element physical type, designed as a close range single target assassin. So we have a yellow SSR plus assassin. So yeah, here there is a mistranslation, so it's not him, should be her. Even though it's kind of doubtful in the manhwa as well. I've always thought of her as a man, to be honest, but whatever. And this unit is specialized in 1v1 combat. At the start of the battle, her passive ability is going to activate and recognize certain enemies as luxury, allowing her to fixate on his target. So theoretically only one. We'll see what the criteria is, if it's highest attack, lowest defense, whatever it may be, or mirroring unit, doesn't matter. Let's see what they will actually do. And it's going to only target on that unit and make her immune to command and provoke, same as regular Yuri, and allow her to only focus on eliminate that one single target. And at the start of the battle, after recognizing an enemy, her active skill 2, Let's Face Off, is going to push the target to the edge of the battlefield while moving forward herself. So she's going to push her back and then go on them. Pretty dope. And then, using her special move, she's going to steal attack and defense from the target. Defense decrease, massive debuffs, so really good. And also attack to increase our damage, fine, we'll see. And then they're going to, let me see, additionally, with her luxury shield ability, if an enemy who is not designated as luxury targets as luxury target attacks, it negates damage, further enhancing her ability. So basically, she picks an enemy, she charges on them, she decreases their defense, and then she takes no damage from other enemies. Overall, so far, seems really good. Also, if we look at the animations, they're pretty nice. Definitely not the Hugo we have in the manhwa. 100% not. But okay. So we'll see. I don't think she's a unit that was really that needed in yellow. I don't really see a use case where you want to run her, unless they give her HP recovery block, in which case I might see her being used. I don't know. We'll see, guys. Single target is definitely a red flag, but the ability to try and kill a single individual that you want could be good. But I will say it already, even though I might be wrong. Expect her to act like Yasracha is, basically. So you eliminate one target. That's more or less what I can see from her, and I don't expect to see much more. The thing is, there is no mention of max HP damage, so I believe Yasracha would be a better pick for that specific use case. So I don't have my hopes high for this unit, but we'll see once she's actually released. Then we have information on David, so the last of the White's clones, or the 5 siblings. And let's see. Here they're mentioning the names of the different siblings, Hannah, Vicente, David, Joaquin, and Albelda. Fine. Then let's move down and see what they actually do with this unit. They say is a purple physical ranged buffer. Now, this ranged, I don't think it refers to the role. I think it's going to be a support unit, but we'll see what they actually release him as. And it's designed as a physical focused support who generates energy. Now, this is a huge red flag to me because Uraha generates energy, Nare generates energy. So, feels a bit unnecessary. But again, we'll see exactly what's going to happen. And this physical focused, it's a massive red flag. If it means he's going to support physical damage dealers, there is nobody in purple. Like Mashani is magic, White is magic. The only physical ones are Vivi and Joaquin. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Now this could just mean that he's dealing physical damage, or meaning that he's supporting close range unit. I don't know. But I think he's supposed to work well with White. Otherwise, what's the point? So we'll see. So far, to me, these are only just basically red flags. But okay. And with this passive magic circle, he sets up a periodically supplies energy to the damage dealers. So probably highest attack unit. So the same as Nare, which should work well to create strong synergy. They said basically nothing there. Then here they mention when utilizing a special move Soul Blessing Zone, it provides debuffs to enemies, okay, within the area, while granting Soul Blessing status to allies. This increases their attack when they activate their own special moves, making him an incredibly versatile SSR teammate. To me, to be honest, there is a lot with too much overlapping with Nare. But here there is no mentioning of buffing, or sorry, not buffing, but survivability on your DPS units. So I don't know. To be honest, this could end up being a downgrade of an array, or actually they just didn't provide enough information and is actually busted. But I don't know. Again, not too excited for this guy as well. Now we have a new story system. They also mentioned stuff about AI. I don't want to talk too much about that. We'll see how they're going to make us interact during the story events. I don't know, or if they're going to add Emily as sort of a fixed AI that you can chat with inside the game. No idea. I didn't really read it. I don't care. I'll see it when it's live. If you do care, let me know. But I just want not to waste too much time on, let's say, irrelevant points. Because now we have a super, super big one. Balance adjustments for White Day. Revamp on Revolution. Now, this is going to be annoying, guys. So bear with me. In February, many players showed great interest in the Lady Summon. I don't know who the fuck they took it from. I mean, it's really an really awful banner. Even though a lot of people were lucky, I'm aware of it. Some people really managed to pull in 100 summons 4 copies of the unit they wanted, even though the rate should be 1%, but okay. But okay. And then what the hell? Some of you even guessed that March might bring a gentleman summon, and you were right. Whatever. That doesn't matter. I don't know why they brought it up in this section. Okay. Gentleman Summon is a special system designed for summoning male teammates. At the same time, we will be implementing balance adjustments as part of the Revolution update for certain teammates. So for the ladies summon, they buffed ladies. So Ren somehow. I'm aware that he has the 2 personalities or whatever those 2 things are, like actually 2 entities. But okay, then Evankel and regular Yuri, and here they're going to buff for males. Now it is really funny who the units picked are. I think 2 of them are obvious, one of them is welcome, the last one makes no freaking sense. but we're going to talk about that. So the four teammates are Data, Urek, Masino, expected, deserved. I don't think they're going to make him valuable. So to me, he will be trash almost 99%. I have no expectation of a Data, Urek, Masino buff to make him actually viable. But again, we'll see. Then we have Data, Kun, Asensio. These could have potential because Kun Asensio at least has survivability, like going for him. And we're getting Hugo released. They could be working together. Both of them are physical damage dealers. There might be something in there. We'll see. So Kun Asensio, potentially good. Definitely Karaka, amazing unit to buff. His Revolution 4 is already amazing for the grouping, but definitely can use some more utility or survivability buffs. I think with Bari, he got a decent upgrade. I don't think Miongo is his best in slot anymore. I think Bari is going to be the set. But definitely, if they're going to give him something more for survivability and utility, definitely a huge plus because that guy is losing out to Reflejo and Vargarv basically. So he has his use cases because his grouping is fucking nuts. But definitely in tankiness, he's a bit falling behind. And we'll see. Definitely an appreciated one. For the last one, I have no idea what went through their minds when they thought that buffing Kunheden would be a good idea. Now you might be thinking, here they said balance adjustments. What if it is a nerf to Eden? Now, if they nerf Eden, people will fucking riot. People will go to their headquarters and burn it down. So I don't think that's gonna happen. And also in general, gacha games do not nerf units. So I'm excluding that. And let's say they will remove entirely Revolution 4 and Revolution 5, because here we're talking about a Revolution update. Let's say they remove Revolution 4 and Revolution 5, so they do absolutely nothing. It would change nothing on Eden. It would still be a top tier unit. Because Revolution 4 just gives him invincibility while he's moving. That's kind of nice. It helps preventing like wasting stacks from Anniversary Ewa and stuff, so not too bad. But Revolution 5 is an 80% magic resistance decrease. You might say, but that's really good. The thing is, usually he's the only DPS in the game. So he's not using it because max HP damage doesn't like ignores resistances by default. So having an 80% resistance like magic resistance decrease means absolutely zero. So like let's say they remove it, then what? I mean nothing changes. So to me this is going to be a buff, which is insane because Eden is one of the strongest units we have in the game. And buffing him is just nuts. It's just stupid. And this leads me to think that the devs are just testing units on arena simulation at the same link levels. There is no other explanation. For them, probably playing at the deficit is a concept that doesn't exist. I have no other logical explanation for this. Or they're just trying to buff units for PvP and stuff. I don't know. But there is no reason to be buffing Kuneden. I mean, I appreciate it. I will definitely enjoy the buffed Eden, but it makes no sense. It just makes me question whether the devs are in their right minds or not. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about their choice of units to buff. There were definitely a lot more units that deserved it. Kun Eden didn't even cross my mind. But okay. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy for that. So let's move on. This is just all I wanted to say there. Then we have some other improvements. They just mentioned the red dot indicator for newly acquired items has been refined. So whatever, red dot will appear upon the first acquisition and will not appear once checked. Makes sense. So if you earn an SSR box and you check it, you're never going to see the red indicator anymore. Doesn't matter, not just a quality of life improvement, doesn't matter. Multi-deck numbers are now displayed in quick results to improve clarity. Okay, fine. The trial area UI has been announced by offering clarified details such as the highest floor achieved, the current floor, and the number of attempts left for the day. Okay, so you see a dash maximum floor, perfect, and also the number of attempts out of number of whatever. So fine, just UI improvements, nothing much. Then we have Operation Calendar Revamp introducing the Tower of God newsletter. Okay, we already saw that. And that's pretty much all, guys, for the dev notes. There is one thing they didn't mention, and I hope they will in the next one. Let me see if there is something that makes a little bit of sense, and I will just, otherwise I will just talk randomly about it. No, it doesn't seem to be here. So basically, I was hoping to see as a major suggestion the fact that hard mode fucking sucks. I mean, in terms of rewards, I get their idea. I like the fact that we do not have to expect enemies to have insane amounts of peers, which is good for like build wise. So I like that. Also, the fact that they're getting revolution will definitely make things interesting later on. But for now, I can auto progress it and it's fine. Most people probably still can. But once we get to a point where you have to actually play the game to beat the enemies, it will be so fucking tedious to push that content. And the rewards we get are fucking nothing. Like I I kind of gave them time. I didn't complain immediately because I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, it's still early floors, so the rewards are a bit low for that. Okay. Then I wait, and so far I saw that they have sort of a defined increase every 10 floors, which is so low, like 100 orange revolution mods every 10 floors in terms of how many you get every 2 floors, I think now. And it's so slow, it's so little. Imagine you have to push 2 floors to get 1500 orange mods. Like, really? It's insane. The value you get out of it is so low. It's way lower than what you get for clearing a normal adventure floor. I don't expect them to add, obviously, tickets because they said it was for growth materials, but you cannot be that stingy with mats, especially when once you start hitting the hard mode floors. It makes no sense that there is no like exponential increase. I don't want to see 1500 orange mats. Give me 4,000 every 2 floors. That would be a lot better. At least it's 20k, which is most of the nodes at 20 levels and a bit less for a tier 6 or 8. But at least it is something for clearing 10 floors. That amount is just so low. You're not even you don't feel the need to be pushing that content. Not to talk about what you get just by clearing stages, which, by the way, I think it's way better than what you get for actually clearing the floor. But it's just too low. They didn't increase it like at all. I don't get why. I was really hopeful when I saw them removing the extruded equipment mats. I was like, okay, at least they know we don't need them anymore. But then when I saw them just not adding enough of the other mats, I was like, what the why? Like, guys, you made a new mode that will be hard because right now is pretty easy for people that are already quite advanced in the standard adventure. But later on, it will be a fucking pain to clear. And you're telling me I'm doing all of that just to get some 1500 orange mats or 20 keys? I'm like, seriously? No, that's really too much, guys. I think hard mode definitely needs an improvement in rewards, and I hope they are aware of that because it's fine for the low floors, but we're already at 70, guys. We're already at 70. That is not a low amount. That should be something you lock around floor 100, right? I think. So no, like it cannot be like this. That's all I wanted to say, guys. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel about all these topics. I know it's a long video, but I hope it was at least a bit more interesting than usual. And yeah, let me know in the comments. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.